Greetings and welcome to another episode of Super Speak Sundays. I'm your host, James the Orator. We take our time to identify ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. And today, we're going to do just that. One of the things that we often don't like to talk about is an aging population, people passing away, or even the car that we drive that we might think is outdated and doesn't need much attention. Well, our guest today, he's gonna nail some things down, and hopefully he'll help you because there's a lot of misconceptions about the insurance industry and the need for different types of insurance. And so we are excited to bring one of my this guy. He doesn't know it, but he has been an inspiration to me. We go so far back, playing football, probably at 7 or 8 years old. But this guy has always been an inspiration. He's never had a bad word to say about anyone, and so he has really good energy. Always has, and that's the reason why he's on this show. I know I repeat this a lot, but we particularly handpick people to be on this show because these are folks who are near and dear to me and who mean so much. And so today we have with us Mr. Preston Lewis. Preston Lewis is an insurance and financial services agent whose office is in Orland Park, Illinois. The Preston Lewis Agency was established in 2010 and is well known for being one of the top insurance agencies in Illinois for personal lines, and that means auto and home, commercial, and life insurance. The agency is known for excellent customer service and helping customers with insurance policies for almost any need. The agency has won multiple championship and Topper Club awards, which recognizes agency achievements and excellence for the years awarded. In 2017, Preston Lewis Agency, Inc. achieved the top award that Farmers Insurance has for their agents, the prestigious President's Council Award that recognizes the agency as being the top 2% of agencies in the entire company. Let me read that again. He has been recognized as one of the top agencies in Farmers Insurance. He's in the top 2%. So that means that this brother knows insurance, he knows what he's doing, and he is taking care of people. Now we're going to bring him on, and I'm excited about this topic because, again, insurance is one of those things. It can be tricky. You don't really know, what you need, why you need it. We kind of roll the dice when it comes to insurance. Let us bring him in. Preston Lewis, how you doing? Welcome welcome to Super Speak Sundays. We're happy to have you today.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to yourself and to your audience.
Oh, no question about it. Hey, one of the things that we do when we first start the show is we always have an impromptu quote to get the mind juices flowing. And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna post a quote, and then we just want to get your initial reaction. Just kind of tell us what you think about the quote. So let's bring that up now. So the quote says, "Prepare the umbrella before it rains." Prepare the umbrella before it rains. What are your thoughts about that quote?
Well, that quote means a lot. I mean, as far as insurance is concerned, that means be ready because something's going to happen. Always be prepared. Always be ready and on the front side of whatever possibly could occur. And that's what we try to do with insurance. We try to put you in a situation where if something bad happens, and God forbid, we don't want anything serious to happen or anything bad to happen, but those things do happen and do occur, from auto accidents to deaths within the family, to slip and falls.
Right.
We just want to make sure everyone's prepared for that, and put people in the best situation so that when something happens, you're looking to be taken care of as best as possible.
As a child, I can remember, and they weren't always pleasant memories of having the insurance man come by your house. How has the profession of of insurance changed over time to not become this, this guy who's coming to knock on your door and put all these papers out on your table? How has the
Yeah.
insurance agency changed over time?
Well, just like any other industry, it's basically evolved. It's evolved by a need. It's evolved by technology. It's evolved by the law of large numbers. Everything is basically predicated on what we've seen before, and the propensity of what that will, and how that will occur again.
Sure.
So sitting in front of someone with a stack of papers and bringing me walking in with a tight suit on and a
Right, right,
briefcase, that doesn't really occur like that. That doesn't happen like that. And then we try to keep it as casual as possible, as very straightforward and plain as possible, and educate people to why it's important, and what you're actually purchasing. I mean, plenty of people don't know what they purchased, and we find that out all the time. So we want to
right.
educate them, and as well as just make sure that they know why it's important.
Talk a little bit about how you entered into the insurance industry. I know. Prior to the insurance industry, you were doing some other things. Talk about the transition from your past career to the insurance industry.
Oh man, that goes way back, Jimmy. That goes way back, man. I played basketball. So when I was in college, I played basketball. When I finished up, man, and uh, I, I came out and was looking for some, just like anyone else who graduated from college,
Right,
just looking for a job. And
right,
I remember I took a test for a company, and they told me that you scored so high on the test, blah blah blah. You're going to be this type of person. You're going to be this successful.
right.
And at the time, I was like, okay, that sounds like a sales pitch job, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Didn't really take it too seriously. Went on, did some other things, worked for GlaxoSmithKline and pharmaceuticals, Bristol Myers Squibb, and then finished up as a spine rep with Medtronic.
Okay.
And all in the back of my mind was that conversation as to insurance, because as you get older and as you evolve and as you go through these corporations and these uh, situations, you're always looking, okay, what's going to be my final destination? How am I
Right,
going to finish this up, and how
right,
am I going to ride into the sunset? And that's how I ended up coming back to insurance. I mean, I came on board, took the test, scored very well, was interviewed and offered an opportunity to come on board with Farmers Insurance, as well as State Farm, Allstate, and a couple of others. And
right.
chose Farmers over those other companies, and I'm happy about my decision. And that's how I kind of ended here.
When you talk about insurance, and you look at your book of business, where do you see where do you see that you're having the most traction in terms of insurance? I know you offer a lot of different things, but where are you seeing the most traction in your insurance business?
We sell a little bit of everything. I mean, we do life insurance, financial services, personal lines, which is auto and home, of course. Everyone is a customer for personal lines coverages, um, umbrella policies, etc. But I'd say at my agency, personal lines is probably the biggest of them all, because that's the one that most people need. Most people are driving. Most people
Right.
either own a home or rent an apartment or rent a home, and they need those coverages just to protect themselves in case something happens.
Yeah, one of the things that's for sure, and and again, I know it's a difficult topic for us to talk about sometimes, but hey, we all have to face the fact that death is for sure in our lives, and there are so many people who don't have conversations about transitioning to whatever the next life is. What is your message to people who lack the adequate amount of life insurance?
Well, the one thing is Father Time is undefeated. You
That's
know,
it. He's
none
never
of
a
this will basically last forever. I mean,
right.
you realize that if we all knew what our day and what our time would be, or we would basically leave, we would all go out and buy life insurance a month before that, make sure the policy was enforced, pay one premium, and be done with it. And I think that the biggest challenge that I see is actually getting people to understand that you're purchasing something not for yourself,
Right.
but for someone else. that's kind of where we fall apart, is that conversation, because we it's hard for us to envision paying something every month, like a car note, and
Right.
not being able to be the ones that reap the benefits of that. But those that are left behind are the ones that actually reap that benefit. That's your legacy. That's the love that you show for those people. And those are the things that we try to impress in people, and try to tell people when they're looking at that, and try to change the mindset of why they're doing what they're doing and how important it is.
I mean, we know in the black community that there's always been this mindset of you know, they can worry about my bills and stuff, when I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard, I used to work in the funeral industry. I used to work at a funeral home, and
Okay.
I've witnessed families not having, enough, or not no insurance at all. I mean, they're
Right.
doing GoFundMe pages and things of that nature. What message do you have? If you can talk to uh, 1,000 people who you knew didn't have life insurance, what would be your immediate message to them?
I would say life insurance is not expensive. Life insurance is the cornerstone of any financial plan. I mean, you insure your car, you insure your home, you insure your dog, you insure almost anything and everything out here that you can insure, your appliances in your home. But when it comes down to it, the most important person in that equation is you, is
That's right.
you,
That's right.
because nothing happens without you.
Right.
So if you don't have life insurance, and you can pay insurance for your car, you can pay insurance for your home, you can pay insurance on your appliances in case they break down. But what happens if you break down and you're not there to provide that income? And if you're not there to provide that
Right.
support, what position are you putting your family in? I mean, what
Right.
is going, like I said, the legacy that you're going to leave for them, that actually matters more so than any of the other things that I just mentioned. It does not make sense to not have it. And the
Right.
earlier you get it, the less expensive it actually is.
That's right. That's right. We do know that as time goes on and you do decide to get a policy later on, it's
Mhm.
definitely more expensive, especially if you have to take, give blood samples and urine and things in it. I mean, those things those things can be barriers to getting insurance.
Oh man, you know what? I mean, you're never going to be healthier than you were when you were first born. Everything from that point on is almost downhill. I mean,
Right.
some of us, work out. Some of us don't. But um, there are illnesses that are hereditary, and at that point in your life, if you don't have those illnesses, that is the time to discuss getting the life insurance for your children. As a whole, I've seen. Uh, Parents get their life insurance for the children, and the earliest that we can do it in farmers is 15 days.
Hmm.
Uh, I just became a grandfather. I bought a policy for my
Congratulations.
grandson. Thank you. 15 days old was the earliest point I could get the actual insurance. Didn't even have a social security number at that point, but he had
Right.
insurance,
Right.
and that insurance is going to be used well after I'm gone. And God, if God willing, well after I'm gone, well after his father's gone. That is something that's going to perform and be a legacy for his children, his spouse at the time, and something that I can leave to them to make sure that we don't have to do that pass the hat thing, and we
Right.
can offer different options.
That's
And
right.
that's what
That's
life
right.
insurance does. It gives you options.
That's right. When you talk about life insurance, many people think that it's a one size fits all, but there are different types of life insurance. People can get what you call term life, and then there's other types, whole life. I mean, can you talk about the different options people may have in terms of insurance?
Oh yeah, there's several different types of insurance. Like you said, there's whole life insurance, but there's several different types of whole life. You have
Hmm.
indexed universal life. You have variable universal life. You have simple whole life.
Right.
You have term insurance. You have simple term. You have
Don't owe them. Don't owe them. Don't owe them.
yeah,
Don't owe them.
everything. I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for and what
Right.
fits your budget. And I always tell people the best policy to have enforced is the policy that's enforced at the time when someone passes away. As
Right.
long as you have something
Right.
that basically is in force, you're doing your family a benefit. They don't have to worry about asking people to give money. They don't have to worry about a
Right.
GoFundMe page. They don't have to worry about making that phone call. And really, once again, it's not very expensive
Right.
if you do it the right way. And there are options for all levels and all ages.
Right.
So yeah, it's available, and you just have to seek it out, and hopefully we can help you.
What in terms of amounts of insurance, how much is enough? Let's just say that someone has a child between the ages of, as you mentioned, just 0 to 18. How much is enough life insurance for a child?
Well, you think about that. I mean, what are your goals for the life insurance? Is the question that you're really asking. What
Mm-hmm.
do you want the life insurance to do? Do you want the life insurance to pay off the house? Do you want the life insurance to give them options if they want to start a business? Do you want the life insurance to pay off an education for the child? Do you
Mm-hmm.
want the life insurance to survive a means of survival to replace your income?
Right.
Those are the questions that you ask yourself when it comes to the dollar amounts, and the face value is what it's actually called. What is the face value that you want the life insurance to be? And you put that based off of what your expectations are for the money to be used for. And that changes as you go through the life cycle. The older you get, you may not need the money for the home because the home
Right.
may be paid for. The children may be through college, but if you're
Right.
looking at the population that you just asked me about, 0 to maybe 18,
Mm-hmm.
you want something that may be able to pay for education, something
Right.
that may be able to pay for the child's mother, your wife, your significant other, to be able to stay and provide a healthy and comfortable living for yourself and for your children. So
Sure.
that number
Sure.
could basically change and fluctuate based off of your expectations for the money.
Yeah, I can remember being in college and seeing, and again, we know that sometimes, folks who are not well versed in insurance and things of that nature, they don't have the information. That's why we're having this session. But I can remember being in school and seeing white folks who would be driving, Mercedes Benz or Porsche, at school, and I would ask, like, how can you drive this kind of car? And one guy told me, he said, life insurance has paid not just my parents, but it's paid my parents' parents' parents. And so life insurance has been a part of them building this generational wealth. How important is insurance to build generational wealth? That's what a person chooses to do.
Like I said, it is the stepping stone for a lot of families. It actually is the one of the few things that actually delivers and pays off 100% tax free. Uh, when that money comes, Uncle Sam is not knocking at the door trying to take in bits and pieces from it. And think about that. When that person told you that their family has utilized life insurance to build generational wealth, that means that they've had multiple life insurance policies in that family that has allowed them to establish where they are and who they are right now.
Right.
Um, they've utilized that tool because that's all it is a tool
That's it.
for moving forward and as you say, forming generational wealth, whether that be in the form of starting a business,
Right.
um, buying property, buying real estate. I mean, whatever you use the money for is your business, but it is money that no matter how much you pay into it, it will always pay out more than what you put into the policy.
That's right.
As long as
That's right.
you can live to be 120, you'll still get more out of the policy than you can actually put in it if it's written the right way. If it's written
That's
the right
right.
way.
That's right. Yeah, there's some people out who are watching this right now, and they're thinking, "Wow, I don't have life insurance, and I really need it. I've been saying that I was going to get it, but I haven't done it yet." What is the first step for someone to obtain a policy?
Well, other than call me at my office,
But that's
uh,
what I meant. I mean, we are already assuming that they're going to call you
they're
because
gonna call.
you would.
Yeah, it's more or less just the application. It's the application process.
Mhm.
You need to have all of your personal information together. You need to have who you want to leave the money to, um, and even going a step farther than that, contact your lawyer or someone that you trust to actually get a will and the trust set up.
Absolutely.
That's the other part of the
Right.
insurance that I don't specialize in, but
Mhm.
that is an important part of the life insurance as well,
Right.
because in many cases you don't want to leave the life insurance to a minor,
Right.
because that life insurance check is going to go right to whoever you said the beneficiary was, no
Right.
matter what age that person actually is.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so have some things set up in the background. Be ready to take the application and realize that depending on the type of policy, you may have to take what they call a paramedical exam, which basically means height, weight, in some cases, blood, urine, and the rest in EKG and maybe on a treadmill. It depends on
Right.
the value of the
Right.
life insurance policy. So those are the steps, and after that, it's pretty straightforward. Underwriting takes a look at all the information that's provided and makes a decision, yay or nay, or yay with some changes, or nay
Right.
with some changes. So
Wow. Wow.
that's
So
it.
it sounds like it's a pretty easy process. Again, listeners, if you do not have life insurance, you don't have to. And one thing I don't think you mentioned this, but you don't have to live in the city where. You don't have to obtain insurance in the city in which you live. You can get life insurance from anywhere. And Preston Lewis is right in the state of Illinois. I think you're licensed in Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, and
Arizona.
Arizona. And
Mhm.
so no matter where you live, he is available to assist you with health insurance. I'm sorry, life insurance. So please make sure you reach out. I like to transition because our population consists of folks who are looking to start a business or have businesses. And one of the things that I know, because I'm a business owner myself, life insurance is, and matter of fact, shout out to my insurance agent, Ralph Wise. But life insurance business insurance is vitally important. And people don't understand how not having insurance for your business can be a major blow to your business and potentially your personal life.
Oh man, I mean that's extremely right. Protects you for liability. Protects you if you have a business where people actually come to visit you, against slip and falls, workman's comp insurance that actually protects your employees. You name it. You make a mistake on someone's policy, or in any business, you make a mistake. It usually has errors and omissions, or
Mm-hmm.
some type of DNO, directors and officers insurance. So yeah, business insurance is very important for the business owner to have, because it protects you from mistakes, it protects you from accidents, and it actually provides you an option if something does happen that will not make you close your doors. Because if you don't have it, or fire occurs, if you have a retail store, fire occurs, tornado occurs, and all of your product is gone, and this will give you a way of putting things back to 100%, or pretty close to 100% in many cases, where you can function. It would even give you money to pay your rent while
Right.
you're closed down, going through the process of being put back together. So, number of options.
What type of insurance? Let's just say that somebody has a business. Maybe they are a person who puts together social events, or they have
Mhm.
people they put together a skating party, or whatever they might do. Is it necessary to have insurance for those types of events?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because the things you're talking about, social events, skating parties, those are high liability type of functions, where people are coming out to have a good time. But inevitably, the more people you have, the more an opportunity that someone's going to slip and fall. A skating party, someone's going to fall on the skates and
Right.
hurt themselves and become injured. And a lot of times, if you're doing it at the venue expects you to come in with your own liability insurance anyway.
Right.
So the venue will have their insurance, but they'll have their insurance for their patrons, not for an event that you're throwing, unless they add you to their policy, or if that's even an option in some cases. You always want to come in with your own insurance, because you never know what they have in the first place. And for those type of events, party, a get together, a block party, even if if you think about the Taste of Chicago,
Yeah.
uh,
Right. Right.
Lollapalooza, they all have insurance policies that protect the performers, the attendees, the property.
Right.
Lollapalooza tears up Chicago every single year. And
Right.
the the business insurance and the liability insurance protect them against people becoming injured and putting the park back together after Lollapalooza leaves. So
Wow.
so think about that. Yeah, if Lollapalooza and some of these other, Taste of Chicago have insurance, by all means, you should have insurance if you're putting together an event, even if it's a block party. Things can happen, and like I said, we don't expect them to, we don't want them to, but it's
Right.
something that you'd rather be on the front end of it than the back end.
We've been seeing a lot of people get what we call pet insurance. Now, I know when we grew up, we tied our dog up, to a fence, and he didn't come in the house, but
You better not say that too loud. Peter might be telling
well,
you.
it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Well, what I'm saying is that we didn't have pet insurance,
Mhm.
for our dog. What are you seeing in terms of trends with pet insurance? And is that a hot button topic right now? Or
If you think about pet insurance or pets in general now, pets are more than likely a member of the family. I mean,
right,
I fly almost every month somewhere, back and forth for business,
mhm,
and I see more people bringing pets on the plane now than I've ever seen in my life. I mean, whether it be a dog or cat. I saw one person try to get on with a bird. I mean, you
oh
name it.
man,
It's amazing. So
right,
think about the way people take care of their pets, the way people live with their pets, etc., and the illnesses and situations that pets have. And think about the cost of just your own medical issues if something were to
right,
occur. The insurance will definitely help to defer and take care of some of that cost. I mean,
yeah,
it's just like you buy health insurance for yourself. You buy the insurance policy, you pay a small monthly fee, you pay the deductible if they go to the doctor or to the vet, and it's treated. Pet surgeries are common nowadays.
oh yeah, definitely,
Like you said, back when we were in the kids, it was very few and far between when you heard of a dog or a cat or something having a surgery.
right,
It was not a good
right,
situation. But now,
right,
pets are having surgeries and having procedures all the time.
oh yeah,
So
definitely.
this will definitely help pay for that for sure.
Oh man, that's interesting. Last part. There are some of our listeners who might be renters. They may be renting a home or renting an apartment, and oftentimes when we rent, we're thinking, hey, anything that happens is on the person who's renting the space. But how important it is to have renters insurance, whether our kids are in college or they're living in an apartment away? Why is renters insurance so important?
Well, renter's insurance is nothing but homeowner's insurance, except you're not securing the property.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the easiest way to think of it. It is insurance that basically protects you as the rentor, not the landlord. So whether you realize it or not, the landlord policy has no coverage for the actual renters.
Mm,
Um, so you can rent from someone, they have a big fire, they're going to be fine. You will not, because
right.
you don't have anything that's covering you as the renter. So
Mm,
think about it as something that's a policy that is actually covering the items that you own, that you have within that space that you want to protect.
right.
I'll give you a prime example. My daughter had a fire. She had an apartment in one of the suburbs of Chicago.
Hmm.
She had renter's insurance. The fire, and you think about it, the firemen coming in to do and deal with the fire,
Oh
the
yeah.
damage that's done there from the water, from the smoke, from the
Right.
holes that they put into the
The
unit.
axe.
Oh my God! I mean,
Yeah.
just do all complete damage. The the amount of damage that was done for that,
Hmm.
and the fact that she had insurance was able to put her 100% back in place. It paid out for the complete value of the policy. They took a
Wow.
look inside the unit. She had a dollar amount that was fixed because of what she had inside the unit,
Sure.
and it
Sure.
actually paid for it. It actually paid
Wow.
for it. So
Wow.
it allowed her to springboard from an apartment to a home.
Really?
Think about that. Think about that. So,
Wow. Wow.
so the things that she lost, actually help, and in that process, the check that she received for her loss, actually, she decided to go from an apartment to a home and use some of that money for a down payment on the home. So, yeah.
Final thoughts. You have a platform of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Tell people why they need to come see you.
Well, for the Preston Lewis agency, and I think you touched base on it. One of the things that we really like to do, we want to inform people, we want to educate people, we want to not just insure you, but tell you why we're doing what we're doing. We want you to understand the policy. We want you to understand how this benefits you. What is needed, and what will more than likely be the reason that you're actually going to use it. So when you think about your need for auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, pet insurance, like we spoke of, commercial insurance, umbrella insurance, think about us. Think about us. We've got great Google ratings. We service all communities, and we treat everyone like we want to be treated. So
That's
come
it.
check us out.
That's it. That's a great way to close us out. That's a great way to close us out. Hey, thank you, Preston Lewis, the Preston Lewis Agency. Thank you for celebrating this great day. I mean, it's anytime you talk about insurance or something that can help people, it's always just fulfilling. So we appreciate you stopping by Super Speak Sundays, and we look forward to having you back again, because I'm sure that a number of our listeners or a number of our followers here on this page will want to know more about insurance. It's something that it's not difficult, but it's something that we definitely need to do.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to be on your show. We greatly appreciate it. And if anyone needs anything, by all means, give us a shot.
All right. Hey, we'll see you soon. Good seeing you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard once again, we have another person who is willing to share information that will change the complexity of your life. If you don't have life insurance, or you don't have any insurance at all, take the time to sit down with your family. It's a simple conversation that you can have about the needs of the family, how to replace things that have been lost, whether that be people or physical things such as a home or a car. But if you don't have the conversation, you won't have the coverage. It's important that we're covered. We don't want any more of those emails that says, can you donate because Big Mama done passed away? We don't need that. We need you to get the insurance. Until next time, this is Super Speak Sundays with James the Orator. Peace.